Hello, everybody. It's so lovely to meet you today. I am so grateful you are here and I can share what I have to share with you. To me, the first thing I'm going to tell you is a story of something that to me has been a gold nugget because you're going to see why. If you go back, well, not you, but if I go back years ago when I first had my command. So a command in an airplane, that means you become a captain. So what happened there is you go in a simulator, you do your simulator training, you pass, then you do, I think, 25 sector with a trainer, so you're not on your own in the airplane, which is kind of reassuring in some way. You're not the only one there. I mean, I know you'd have a first officer, but still, you know. And the weather was wonderful. I have never seen, like, a couple of weeks or over 3 weeks, the weather was so good in the whole of Europe. It was unbelievable. Blue sky, sunshine, happy birds, um, not even a bit of wind or so. It was incredible. But it is well known for all the people having their first week on their own that a lot of things happen to them. I mean, if I go and ask plenty of other pilots, you will have hundreds of stories of fun time they had when they first had their first day on the airplane, or actually the first week. But okay, shall we get on with it? So off we go. I'm a very happy girl. Did get the weather. I was going to Milan Linate, and the weather was okay. There was only a few low clouds, a bit of rain, nothing special. And off I go, very happy with myself. You know, the great captain is finally going on her own in the airplane. It was good fun, and all went really well until we reached the Alps. And instead of having that really lovely weather, it was so thundery that from the other side of the Alps, Linate is just, you know, you just cross the Alps and you're in Linate on the other side. It was daylight. There was so much thunder, lightning. It was unbelievable. And when I saw that, I froze out of fear. And that is not something I can allow to have on an airplane that's going quite fast. You can't just freeze. So I had learned to breathe. And that's exactly what I've done. And I did about 3 breaths, you know, like 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out rhythmically. And having done those 3 breaths, instead of being in a state of fight or flight and freaking out, that brought me right back to neutral. And the good thing about it is forget whatever emotional reaction you have looking at something, whatever the reason was, you back to normal. And suddenly I look and say, well, what's the problem? There's a bit of weather. If you can't go in, you divert elsewhere. Um, if you can land, you land. And if you go all the way and you can't land, you do a go around and try again or go elsewhere. So the problem was over. But I was so happy I knew how to breathe because it get you it got me out of a situation you really don't want to be in. I mean, imagine your face thinking, oh dear, here's your captain. I am very sorry, I'm freaking out. You can't really do that. So yeah, I laugh now. I don't know if I was laughing so much at the time. And that was that. So from there, I decided that it would be a great idea for you all to learn how to do this breathing. Why? Because you can feel stress. We can all feel stress at any time, any minute in a day, because you meet people and you just feel, I don't know, what do we feel? Anxiety or irritation or whatever. And we need to respond in an appropriate way. So there is this amazing breathing that we can do anywhere with like a whole crowd around us. They don't know we're doing the breathing. And if you were, any of us was with depleting emotions, we can take it right back to neutral. If you are ready, we are going to go through what is called heart-focused breathing. This is a heart mat tool that I use, and this is an amazing tool. So the first thing you do, you just comfortably breathe from the bottom of your thumb all the way up through the nose only, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. So we're going to do it together. And choose your 5 seconds, because for some it could be 6 seconds to be comfortable, and for others 4. So if you choose. Okay, how are you feeling now? If you notice how you felt before. You can unmute, otherwise I'll never know.
Calm.
Centered, yeah.
Yeah, just
Sandra?
relaxed.
Huh?
Relaxed, a bit more relaxed.
Okay. There's one thing to learn about this breathing. It doesn't put you in a relaxed situation, because if you dealing with people, you don't want to be relaxed. You want your autonomic nervous system to be in the right balance with the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, and that it works exactly right. And in HeartMath, they call that 0.1 hertz exactly, which is what they call a coherent state. And in a coherent state, you're still full of energy, etc. Because if we go too much in parasympathetic state, all we want to do is good night, see you tomorrow, maybe. So that was the heart-focused breathing. Have you got any questions? Are you happy with it? Everybody happy? Ben happy? Galia happy?
So how long would you do that for?
When you start, if you're not sure, if you do, so if it's 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, that'd be 10 seconds. So you can do it for a minute, which would be 6 breaths, yeah? But the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, you'll be able to do it just with 2-3 breaths, because you'll come right back into neutral. Put it that way. There'll be situations that are easier to deal with than others too. So if it's something that is not bad, but you'd like to be centered and then be able to choose how you want to respond, that's one thing. If it's something that anybody's very stressed about, well, if it really is something that is difficult, maybe I'd go for a couple of minutes until I feel completely centered. I know me, for example, if I had to have a chat with my mom, I would need a good 2 minutes before, maybe 3 weeks after. Maybe a good 2 minutes before. Otherwise, I was so angry and irritated. It was unreal, but it was what it was. Huh? So this is the heart-focused breathing. And to bring in a second tool of theirs that is called quick coherence, we do exactly the same breathing. The only difference we're going to put in is if we put our hand on our heart or chest, wherever, but it's in the middle, not to the heart on the left here, because that will bring your attention to your heart. And by bringing your attention to your heart, you stop the little chatterbox here that never stops. So we're going to do that. But before we bring a feeling to our heart that we're going to try to keep on, you are going to find a feeling which is a positive, pleasant emotions that is easy for you to find, because when it happens, you cannot start wondering what you're going to use. So I don't know. I can think of my cat, and I can find love in my heart within 2 seconds for my cat. It's not a problem. So I don't know. Galia, you got something you can think of? You can have care, appreciation, gratitude,
joy,
love. I don't know, whatever it is you would like to feel. Appreciation, passion, joy, excitement. I don't know. You have to find what is good for you. So, Galia, you got one?
I have joy.
Very well. And you can bring it in any second, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sandra, you got?
Yeah, I think of the love for my children.
Super. And Ben?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a place. It's a rock edge where I can stand and just look at an amazing view and just feel alive.
That is perfect too, because it can be the sun or flower. Anything that brings this emotion is perfect. So I'm glad you all have your emotions in there. And then we are going to, you are going to maintain the feeling while we breathe. Yeah. So you feeling whatever it is, joy, love. Okay, so if it helps to put your hand on your heart, then do it. If it doesn't, whatever suits you best. And then breathe to up to 5. imagining your breath goes through your heart and holding the feeling. And expire. And again, inhale and exhale 5 seconds or more or less, a little bit less, whatever suits you, and hold the feeling, feel the feeling. If you lose it, it doesn't matter, gently get it back. Okay. How are you feeling now? Daria is going as a little birdie somewhere.
Joyful.
To Turkey, maybe?
Yeah, on the way up.
Ben, how do you feel?
Light, energized, positive.
Is Sandra?
Yeah, I feel happy and calm.
See, it's fabulous. Because that taking 2-3 minutes to do that, you can do that anytime. I mean, I do that in the morning. I do morning sun. I think Ben does morning sun too. And if I do this breathing at the same time, I'm happy for the day. Because, I mean, if I wake up like, oh my God, what do I have to do today, blah, blah. I don't want to be like that for the day. It's not helping me. And it's not going to help what I need to do. So every morning I do that. And I love it. I've been doing it for 4 years, but, it's up to you all. So how did you feel? Do you feel so far you've learned something that you didn't know before? Oui? Non? Peut-être?
So you can
Ben,
use
oui?
that with the breathing. So I can go to my place, use it with the breathing at any time, and tap into
That's
that.
good for you. Sandra, is it good for you?
Yes. Do you always just do breathe out through your nose as well?
Always nose.
Okay.
I mean, there's lots of other breathing. I'm not saying they're bad, but for what we do here,
Yeah.
in through the nose, out through the nose. I know some people, they do out through the, but that's another breath. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying it's different. But now you've done all that and you're very happy. I hope you all have pen and a paper. Is there in your life at the moment a couple of things that have built up that you feel irritated with, or if not irritated, you're not sure how to sort it out, and so therefore it brings a bit of anxiety or being unsure how to deal with it, because it's a bit different and maybe something that sometimes we're not used to deal with, or we don't know what's the best answer is, put it that way.
We all have different, we all going through different states in our lives. So what is next?
I don't know. Have you got one or two things, a couple would be better, that you're not sure how to deal with at the moment?
Okay.
Because what we're trying to do is take a frame of a problem. If I take a pellicula, I don't know if anybody has pellicula nowadays, but that's life. And the pellicula, like a film, would be your life, yeah? And it's just this frame. Well, it's a bit of a problem, and it's something you're not sure how to deal with. Not the biggest one in the world. That's why I say take two, because everybody has a tendency to want to put the one they really want sorted out, which is maybe for the first time, it's better to have a bit of an easier one. Yeah, Galia, you happy with that?
Yes.
Good. And then when you all have written it down, then I would like you to choose the smallest one, problem-wise. That's the one that would be smaller and not as important as the second one, because it'd be easier to deal with for the first time. And now I would like you to write down, how does it make you feel mentally, physically, and emotionally? So mentally is, what are you telling yourself about it? Physically, do you feel tense in the shoulder, in the neck? Have tummy problem?
You mean how do we feel facing this issue or this problem right now?
Sorry, how does it make you feel physically?
No, you mean when we think of that issue, that
Yeah.
problem, how
How
we feel
does it,
right now?
no, when you think about it,
Yes, how we feel about it.
how do you feel about this problem?
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
So physically, mentally is, what is the soundtrack in your head? And emotionally, do you feel angry? Do you feel irritated, frustrated, bored? I don't know. Whatever it is that you feel. You tell me when you're ready. There's no panic, huh? Take all the time that you need. Sandra's ready. Ben's ready. Galia is ready. Okay. So what we are going to do now, but I'm going to explain it to you first, because well, in the heart map, they say the brain, of course, has a brain, but the heart has a brain. And the brain in the heart is much, much bigger than the brain we have in the head. And when I say it's much bigger, it means it is much bigger magnetically. If you looked at it, it would go around probably 10 feet around us, as the brain we got in the brain probably only go 1 foot or something. So as the heart got a brain, we're going to ask very gently to the most intelligent muscle we have. We are going to ask the heart what we should do about it. But the one thing I really want you to know is that automatically, if you don't pay any attention, you'll be back in your head before I say hello. I know you all. I know you're going to do it. I've been there. I still do it. Sometimes I catch myself, oh, yeah, that's something that sounds logical. Because very often it's going to be something like let go, or something that doesn't make sense. And it doesn't matter. Sometimes you might not get an answer, and we might need to do it 2, 3, 4 times, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with any of it. So, if you're all ready, are you? So, if we start doing the quick coherence breathing, so 5 in with a feeling, 5 out gently. And now gently ask your heart, what is the best solution with the problem? And you should have an answer. If you haven't got an answer, you're going back in your head. We can do it again, it doesn't matter. Ben, you got an answer? Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, so do you want to know the problem?
If you want, with the greatest pleasure.
So the problem is that like 3 of our dogs have problems with their skin. Well, one has very flaky skin, and 2 of them have lumps, or in fact, a few of them have lumps on their back end, and I know that it's because they've had food out of a sack for a few years.
Mhm.
Mm. So so I've got feelings guilty, sad, confused that I'm not giving them what they're supposed to eat, which is raw meat. I'm letting them down, and I'm putting my own money needs in front of their needs, and feeling is like down, depressed, saggy. So the answer that I got is find a way to feed them what they're supposed to eat. It's very simple. It's more important than money.
It is very simple. But you still doing it, or can't you get an agreement with a butcher or something to get some cheap stuff?
That's what I need to do. I need to find a way to do it.
Or a farmer or something that would have something for the animals?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I thought you got more farms around you than I do around me.
Yeah.
So that answer makes your heart happier.
Yeah, it does.
So that's very good. Thank you
the answer
very
is
much.
do the right thing. You know what the right thing is, do it.
Thank you very much, Ben. Which one of you girls would like to go next?
I'm happy to go next.
Okay, Sandra.
So my small problem is my daughter is having a gap year before she starts university, and but she has no plans for this year at all. And she's very happy to just sail through the year and not really discuss university at all. And I've got a feeling that she might even decide at the end that she's not going to university because she's got herself into a very serious relationship with a boy. So I'm just worried, I suppose, for her, and anxious. I think, feel anxious, tense as well, physically, I suppose, and just worried emotionally that she's getting very distracted and off the path that that we'd like for her. But I think there's no point in talking to her about it because she's extremely opinionated and stubborn and doesn't want to talk about it. So it's almost like there's a wall up when we ever bring up the subject. So so that's what I kind of thought about. And I think the answer, which I know is there, is just to let her make her own decisions, and I've just got to step away, really.
That's beautiful, Sandra. I think you're right. I think it's very difficult to force about 20-ish-year woman.
Yeah, she's 18. Yeah, but yeah.
18. Well, I was married at 18.
Wow.
Divorced at 21. It's just to say it's very difficult to tell a girl that age what you think is best for her, because let's face it, if I think back about the way I was, I would have never listened to you anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it's very hard not to want to guide her and advise her and make her realize that we just want the best for her. But obviously the way she sees it was just being nosy and interfering, and we don't know anything. It's the usual thing, isn't it, that parents go through?
To say maybe the best way with that is that to talk to her about one problem you would have and ask her what she would do, and reverse to start having more communication.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. Yeah, no, for her to see a different perspective. Yes.
I think, thank you so much, Sandra. I'm sure it's going to get much, much better.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
won't even remember it happened once.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
No, it'd be good. Igalia, my darling.
Thank you, Sandra. I I feel for you, because the mother to let the children off the hook, it is very challenging, because parents know better, but actually we never know what is for her in her life, and what her soul has chosen for direction she to goes, and there is the clash. So I completely understand you.
Yeah, it's
And
very
that-
frustrating, but I think I just need to realize that she's got to just make her own decisions. And
yes.
it's very hard. I think it's harder than when they were little, because when my kids were little, you were in some point in control, but now that they're older, it's worse. Because
control it's still there. Yes, I know.
to the point, but you can't, you feel that worry,
Yeah.
when they start driving, when they go off for a weekend or whatever it is, and you think, oh gosh, and it's, you're not there anymore by their side. So
Parents have to learn to let go, which is the most difficult part, to let go and to trust that children are doing well, and to trust the Lord, the Creator, whoever you want to call, that you just give them to somebody else's hands, which is the biggest power in the world.
Yes, that's true.
In the universe. Yeah. So
That's
thank
true.
you for sharing.
Thanks
So
very
with
much.
me, welcome. Okay. I don't have a good relationship with my brother for years now, which we used to have. Brother.
Okay.
And we have difficulties communicating, because basically what he does is he got so irritated over me, and he shouts, he is screaming at me for no reason or for his reasons. So, and this is something which just really bothers me, as I want to find a way. And of course, what my heart told me is just to show him love, because sometimes I just want to kill him the way how he behaves. So yes, to show him love. How I'm going to do it, I need to find out. But that was the answer. So thank you for this exercise, Anne.
That is lovely. Thank you very, very much, Galia. That was really lovely. A lovely share. Well, guys, we are coming to the end of our workshop. I hope it has helped you. I hope it is going to make you want to take action. And if you have some more questions and you would like to contact me, you can contact me at anventura.net or on my LinkedIn that you'll see on the show note underneath. And please do, or on the YouTube video, you can always ask me questions and I'll always answer. Well, I hope it's helping you, and I wish you a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and see you soon. You take care. Bye-bye.